Hello, hello, and welcome to the show. This is the Delaware Blogger Podcast, and I'm your host, Antoinette Blake, the DE Diva, aka the Delaware Blogger. And every week, I come to you with podcasting pointers that will help you to share your mission and your vision just by using your voice. A new episode of the Delaware Blogger Podcast publishes every Saturday at 10 a.m. And if you wish to sponsor a show, please send an email to me at info@ablakeenterprises.com. Welcome to the Delaware Blogger Podcast. Hello, hello, and welcome to the show. That's right. This is the Delaware Blogger Podcast, episode number 322. And this is going to be a short podcast episode, but I'm going to give you a teaser to my presentation at the PodKnow 2023 online conference that's starting next Saturday, February the 4th at 9 a.m. And I will be presenting at 10 a.m. And the topic is Broaden Your Brand with a Podcast. So today's episode is going to be a little teaser to get you motivated to sign up to hear the entire presentation. So that's what we're going to be doing today on episode number 322.
Are you ready to join the billion-dollar podcasting industry? If so, Blake's Booth Podcasting Studio is ready for you. Whether you're just starting out and have no equipment, or you're a seasoned pro but need help with production, Blake's Booth Podcasting Studio has everything you need. Conveniently located in Middletown, Delaware, Blake's state-of-the-art production facilities make producing your first or 100th podcast a breeze. No matter what kind of project you have in mind, the professionals at Blake's Booth Podcasting Studio can help with your production or give you the tools to produce it on your own. At the heart of Blake's Booth Podcasting Studio is award-winning blogger, vlogger, and CEO Antoinette Blake, and her goal is simple: to help one more entrepreneur be successful. So stop making excuses and start making your podcast, audiobook, e-course, and other online dreams come true. Call Blake's Booth Podcasting Studio now. 302-261-3530. That's 302-261-3530.
So I know you've gotten your ticket, right? You got your ticket for the PodKnow 2023 conference that's coming on the 4th of February. So I'm not going to bug you anymore because this time next week at 10 a.m., I will be presenting Broaden Your Brand with a Podcast. But I'm going to give you a little teaser today. Let me ask you a question. Are you a business or a brand? Now, we may not all operate a business, and we may not even think that we're a brand. But we are. If you're on social media in any shape, fashion, or form, you are a brand. You are branding yourself. The posts, the images, the videos, the content, the creation, everything that you're putting out there is branding you as something. Now, branding, don't think of it as a bad thing, because it's not. You can be a doctor, a lawyer, a preacher, a teacher, an Iman, an author, a stay-at-home mom or dad, a content creator. Hey, you could be a cartoonist, a realtor, a designer, or even what? A couch potato. And a podcast will definitely help you to broaden your brand when you want to share your content with others. Now, we know podcasting isn't new, but it is growing in popularity. People are connecting audibly, say that 3 times each, with their audience. And let me tell you something. Since 2013, podcast listenership has grown by 75%. That's a lot. That is major. I mean, that is just in 10 short years. If you go back and think about, the late 80s and the 90s when we're talking about the internet, actually, I saw an old Good Morning America, I guess with the talk show host was talking about this new thing called the internet. Today, kids are born with the internet. It's not old. It is now. It's happening right now. And if you are branding yourself on any of those platforms, you need to start a podcast. You don't need to cut out your, magazine subscriptions. You don't need to cut out your online subscriptions, but you need to think about, if you're not a podcaster, at least think about becoming a podcaster, because 41% of people in the United States alone tune into a podcast every month. 28% every week. You're tuned in right now. So on my presentation, or for my presentation of Broaden Your Brand with a Podcast, I'm going to cover 5 reasons why you should start a podcast. I'm going to give you those 5 reasons today, just in case you don't make it to PodKnow 2023, but I know you will be, but I won't go into depth. I will just give you one reason and why, and then we'll continue this conversation next Saturday at PodKnow 2023. Now, the first reason why you should start a podcast is because you're going to be reaching a more active, engaged, and wider audience. People are on the move. Pop those headphones in. They got you. Right? Number 2, talking is quicker than writing. Yes, I know all about dictation and Otter AI and all of that, but it's really quicker to sit here on a mic and share information with you than for me to write a long blog post. Now, I do both, and that's a good thing, because what? I'm the DE Diva, aka the Delaware blogger. Number 3, some people just rather listen. They don't want to read. They don't have time to read. They may be in the car. So listening is better. Did you know that it doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman? Everybody is equal when it comes to listening to podcasts. There's no, it doesn't say, oh, men don't listen to podcasts. Women, no, that's dead. Listen, everybody listens. And last but not least, I want to say that it is free. Now, your time is your money is your time. But basically, if you have a laptop or a smartphone or a good mic or headphones, that's the only investment you need in the beginning. Just get, a good mic, and you can find one that's within your budget. Audacity is what I use for recording. Zoom. There are so many free options out there, and free is cool, but you own that content. So those are just the 5 tips that I'm going to talk about in depth next Saturday. But think about this, think about how you can use your podcast to promote your brand. What is your topic? What is your niche? Is it something that is relevant to your followers? Is it a pain point for your target market audience? Do you have a business? Are you an educator, an entertainer? Perhaps you're motivational or inspirational, a coach. These are all ways that you can broaden your brand and capture more people based on your niche or your topic. And when you're doing this, you are actually positioning yourself as an expert. That's right. You're setting yourself up as being an authority in that topic. Now, you don't have to know everything. Nope. But if you have enough information that you can fill up 15 or 20 minutes or even 30 minutes, you're giving out information that may help someone. And let's think about this. This is global. Just because they do things certain ways in Delaware doesn't mean that they do those same things in Dubai. So you're reaching a global audience. And that's what I'm talking about when you're broadening your brand. You're getting out of your city, your state, your country. You are traveling the entire globe. And you are building trust with your audience. So if you are a brand, a business owner, that know, like, and trust factor will definitely help when it comes to purchasing, making a purchase. So the trust factor is amazing. And There are so many directories. Think of these podcast directories as mini telephone books. You're getting more and more exposure. Even the NYC Podcast Network, which is sponsoring the PodKnow 2023 conference, this is a great directory, and this will help you to increase your brand awareness. And last, repurposing content. You can repurpose your podcast into a blog post and vice versa. That's what I do at dellblogger.com. So whether you don't like to type, you don't like to write, who doesn't like to talk? Everyone has their own opinion. So if you haven't thought about it, think about it. And if you want to broaden your brand, best way to do it is with a podcast. So those are just a few tips of what I'm going to be presenting next week at PodKnow 2023. And if there's a topic that you're interested in, if there's something that you want me to cover on these weekly shows, I'm here every Saturday at 10 a.m. with podcasting pointers on the Delaware Blogger Podcast. Make sure that you send an email to info@ablakeenterprises.com or find and follow me on all my social media platforms by simply using the Linktree ID A Blake Enterprises. So thank you for listening to today's episode. And don't forget, sharing is caring. So share this podcast episode with a family, a friend, your bae, and your boo too. And leave a review because, hey, that would make me feel good too. See ya. It's the DE Diva, a.k.a. the Delaware Blogger. Thank you all for listening to today's episode of the Delaware Blogger Podcast. And if you found anything that I've said of interest to you, please subscribe and share it with others. You may even want to leave a review and check out a few other episodes while you're here too. I invite you to subscribe to my blog at dellblogger.com, where you'll find more blogging tips and podcasting pointers, as well as the links to purchase a copy of the basic blogging tips or Podcasting Your Purpose resource guide. I invite you to send an email to info@ablakeenterprises.com and schedule a 15-minute complimentary discovery call. Or you can also enroll in my 5-week podcasting coaching sessions for blogging or podcasting support. So until the next time, this is the DE Diva, a.k.a. the Delaware Blogger. Have a beautifully blessed day. And remember, sharing is caring. So please share this episode with the family, your friends, your bae and boo too. See ya!